Given the influx of amount of prospective buyers and buyers recently have reached out to me pertaining to what should they do in this marketplace. Right now, if you are on the fence or actively engaging in or considering buying a home, it's some things that you really want to consider. I always start with the obvious. Is like, why now? Like, what in your life has transpired to make you want to essentially buy a home right now? Given the pandemic, given of course the fact that we are in spring, and that those answers actually help me to kind of guide the client or prospective client as to what they should do, because everybody's situation is different. I'm actively working with buyers, investors as well. Some investors are on the fence. They say, why buy now when I can just wait and let the market collapse and pick up way more properties for the same amount of money. On one hand, that may be true. The numbers as of now aren't in reference to that. Neither does anyone know definitively exactly how all of this is going to pan out. But specifically dealing with owner occupants, somebody that's going to live in the home, what should you do? If you can wait, I guess you could. Also, we are in the springtime, which is traditionally the time when most buyers begin to come into the market. Also, it's the time when most sellers begin to come into the market as well. So that dynamic is something that you want to keep in mind. Of course, given that we are in the pandemic, it's fewer buyers than it would normally be. But if you put a home on the market today, it's priced competitively for the area. The price is in alignment to the condition and the location. Most likely that home is going to be under contract within less than 10 days. And that's statistically across, whether it be luxury or whether it be on the low side or picking up an investment property. Those are the facts as I see them by being in the market every day. Another thing that a prospective buyer want to consider is that, what is your health risk? Do you have pre-existing conditions? Are those things going to hinder you or place you in more potential jeopardy of being contracting the virus? That's something that you have to, think about. Talk to, your medical provider to get some more insight about. As a buyer, after consulting with your medical professional or just kind of knowing your situation, it's something that you can do. They have it's virtual tours. There are no current open houses where you around a lot of people. And in some cases, you may have to put an offer in on a home that's untraditional without even seeing it in person until you get to the acceptance in the home inspection phase. That's something that you want to think about. Are you open to that? Are you willing to go down that particular road? And that's something that you want to take a look at. Buyers are able to, because this real estate is an essential service, you're actually able to physically get out and go take a look at homes as you would normally do in a normal marketplace. So that still is an option also. As a buyer, given that we are in an uncertain time, lending guidelines, so to speak, are changing almost daily. So you may think you're able to be pre-approved, or you may already be pre-approved 2 months ago in something with the lender that you're dealing with. The dynamic has changed in terms of what they're willing to accept, and that's something that you want to be grossly in tune with your lender, just to ensure that you're still as capable of buying today as you were in December or in January. So those are some things to actually consider. But on the flip side, if you can wait, why should you? Right now, it's a lot of buyers in the marketplace. It's still a seller's market. In 3 to 6 months, it may be an abundance of foreclosures. Who knows? In 6 months, if we still have this built up demand, it's still going to be a influx or an overflow of buyers and maybe not as many sellers. I mean, that's just the way that it's been for the last few years anyway. If foreclosures do begin to be more impactful in the marketplace, that's something to consider. But also, if you're a buyer and you have a home to sell, you have to look at that from both sides of the equation. So on one hand, you can potentially wait, foreclosures rate ticks up, you're able to pick up a home at a discounted cost maybe. And if you have a home to sell, are you going to wait till the foreclosures happen to actually sell your home? What are you going to do if you do sell in the meantime? Or are you just going to go ahead and move forward based on the data that you have available as of today? These are serious questions as a buyer/seller that you must consider, because it's all moving and intertwined with each other in order to get you ultimately where it is that you're trying to go. So, in short, I think being able to kind of drill down as to your why. Why do you want to do it now? And if so, are you ready to deal with the ever changing way or the new norm that we're working into of doing business in real estate? That's something to seriously consider.